evening. I'm Ingrid Cumming. That's me. I've been asked to come and talk about challenging the sacred, and tonight I wanted to talk to you about that I get to define my identity. What do I mean by that? Well, back in the late 1700s in the Eora Nation, Captain Cook sailed into the shores and he made a declaration of terra nullius. Now, when he said terra nullius, he said, basically, as far as that I can figure out from a westernised perspective, there's no signs of civilised life in this area. There's no economy, there's no trade, none of the things that would let you know that a civilised people or culture exist. And we all know now, 200 years on, that that's very much far from the truth. And one thing we have figured out is over 200 years, all the knowledges, the connections, the inspirations we can get from Indigenous Australian culture and the hundreds of different nations across our nation haven't been fully collaborated or integrated within Australian society today. So one thing we do know about Indigenous culture in Australia is that it can adapt, it can evolve and it can change with the new times. And how do I know that is when you've got like these two amazing young people who get up talking so strongly about their identity and their culture, how they live by it. It shows that culture, as it may not be the same thing it was hundreds of years ago, even 10, 20 years ago, it still does exist in the lives of these young people. So, but the one thing I do a lot when I do training, when people ask me, you know, what is Aboriginal culture? I find that a really hard question to answer because which Aboriginal are you talking about? Well, we've all met Stephen.
That's the sexy one.
Yeah, right. Brother, I think you better look again. People always ask me, what is Aboriginal culture? I can't answer that question. I do cultural awareness training and people want this book. They want this how-to guide of how to deal with Aboriginal people. And always the advice I give people is get to know the person. Do the thing that they didn't do very well in first contacts, which was actually spend time with people, get to know people, connect with people, understand people, and the many different ranges and forms they come. So I'm going to make this an interactive talk. Are you ready? Yeah. Right? You sat there long enough listening, now you're going to participate, right? So people always ask me about Aboriginal culture. Well, I want to ask about Aussie culture.